I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel. Thousands of black Madonnas in the form of paintings and statues are worshipped in countries like Spain, France, Italy, Switzerland, and Russia. They are shrines representing the world's most famous and most frequently visited sites that are centered around the Virgin Mary. While most of the icons are concentrated in Europe, and particularly in the Mediterranean, they are also found in the Americas. Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico is one such example of that. Like the Black Madonna in Poland, serves as a vital aspect of the country's religious belief. Yet for all her prevalence and influence, the Black Madonna remains a surprisingly misunderstood figure in mainstream Christianity. Too often, racism and ignorance obscure her true origins. One common account of the Black Madonna in France's Chartres Cathedral holds that her skin was once white but became dark over the centuries due to exposure to candle soot. Yeah, that does sound ridiculous. This quote-unquote theory, although easily disproven, is accepted in many locations throughout Europe, when all they need to do is wash it to restore its exuberance. In other cases, icons have been purposely whitened, such as in Rome's Santa Maria del Popolo Church, where the representation displayed in the main altar has been bleached, while the same image of the choir altar remains black. In southern Spain, the icon of the Virgin of Regla, originally a single wooden statue, was split in half to separate the black baby Jesus figure from its mother under the pretext of clothing the Madonna with luxurious robes, except that a white Christ child rather than the original dark-skinned version was put back in its place. Ridiculous. Given this frequent practice of cultural whitewashing, it comes as no surprise how little is known about the actual identity of this enigmatic figure. The truth of the matter is we need look no further than the Bible. Revelations 1:15 state, "And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace," describes the one known as Jesus. And last I checked, if you burn anything in a furnace, it turns out black, let alone brass, which is already of a darker hue.
Many people ask, well, what difference does it make if baby Jesus was black, or the Virgin Mary for that matter? And to that we say, the truth will set you free. And the truth of the matter is, growing up, when we seen images of baby Jesus being depicted as other than what he was, we didn't have a problem with it. We didn't give it a second thought. We praised and we worshiped him anyhow. But upon further review, we find out that that is not how the Bible described him. In fact, based on the King James Version, as stated earlier in Revelation 1:15, it states, "And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters." The significance of this is that the King James Version is much older than the other translations. And there are over 450 translations into English. For example, in the New Revised Standard Bible, it reads in Revelation 1:15, like burnished bronze refined as in a furnace. Or the NIV, it states, his feet were like bronze glowing in a furnace. And we want to make it very clear that this is not a race issue, it's a truth issue. And the truth is, in the oldest versions, he's described as if he burned in a furnace, not glowed, and not burnished bronze, but burned in a furnace.
Anything burned in a furnace turns black as soot. This suggests to me that baby Jesus was a very, very dark baby, as if burned in a furnace. You cannot get any clearer than that. It surprises me how few Christians actually read the Bible, and those who do don't read it with understanding, but that's a story for another video. Many people viewing the Black Madonna all over the world come up with all types of excuses for why there are so many depictions of the Virgin Mary and baby Jesus as black. However, the only true reason is because she was black, just like her baby.
One of the first notable studies of the origin and the meaning of the Black Madonnas in English appears to have been presented by Leonard Moss at a meeting of the American Association for the Advancement of Science on December 28, 1952. Moss broke the images into three categories. First, the dark brown or black Madonnas with physiognomy and skin pigmentation matching that of the indigenous population. Second, various art forms that have turned black as a result of certain physical factors such as deterioration of lead-based pigments, accumulated smoke from the use of votive candles, and accumulation of grime over the ages. And we know that's just ludicrous. Third, residue category with no ready explanation. And as we already said, the explanation is clearly stated in Revelation 1 and 15. And again, to me, all three explanations and all three categories is simply delusional. Some scholars choose to investigate the significance of the dark skin complexion to pilgrims and worshippers rather than focus on whether or not this depiction was intentional. This is a very important subject because many Black Madonnas turn the shrines in which they are housed into some of the most revered pilgrimage sites by virtue of their presence. These are some of the most visited tourist attractions all over the world. Now, one of the scholars who studied these Black Madonnas, Monique Shear, I think she correctly attributes the importance of the dark skin depiction to its connection to authenticity. The reason for this connection is the perceived age of the figures and the idea that these depictions are more accurate to the historical Mary, who more than likely herself had very dark skin. I would like to ask a question. Who does the Pope pray to? Again, we iterate, this is not based on race, it's based on fact. And as stated earlier, there are more than 500 such Black Madonnas in Europe alone, and thousands throughout the whole entire world, including places like Africa, Asia, Japan, several in the Philippines, Austria, Croatia, Czech Republic, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Poland, Switzerland, Turkey, the Ukraine, and even the United States of America, in places like Missouri. The Black Excellence and Abundance channel, where Black history is every day.
Thanks for watching. We ask that you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, thou art rich.